Good evening. It's Monday, August 8th at 6:30 p.m. and this is the regularly scheduled meeting of the Kearney Planning and Zoning Commission. If everyone would please stand and recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Point of order, Chaston, are you calling in by Zoom? Well, since he's not answering, I'm gonna assume that's not him. Shirley, have you the Oh, hello?
Hear me now?
I can hear you now. All right, thanks for joining us.
It helps when you hit unmute.
Are you able to turn your camera on for the meeting?
Well, let me see.
I mean, you sound like you, but
There he is. Perfect. Thank you. All right, Shirley, have you had the opportunity to call the roll?
I have taken roll. Chaston Parks is by Zoom and Kent Porter is absent, but you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. First item on the agenda this evening is the consent agenda, which consists of the approval of the minutes from the July 11th meeting. Any discussion?
Make a motion to pass.
second it.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Next item on the agenda then this evening is new business RB site plan. David, do you have a report for us?
Sure, and I'd like to do share screen first so we can get the site plan up on the screen for anybody who's in the audience watching. Okay, this is the RB site plan. National Retail Properties, represented by Stephanie Gillard with Olson, is here today. Maybe some representatives with National Retail Properties are here.
Restaurant group.
Okay, restaurant group. They propose to construct a new 2,800 square foot building for an Arby's at 520 Shanks Avenue. It's the same location as the former Arby's location that had a fire in April. I think it might have been the weekend of Easter that weekend. Much of the existing site will remain. If you look at the site plan, this page 1, you see the existing site. The shaded in area would be new parking area. So they'll be relocating a driveway entrance, relocating some, or redesigning some the parking on the north side of the building. They'll make sewer and water connections. So they've got some pavement replacement south and east of the building as well. Everything else on the site will stay the same. Parking lot lighting. They've got an outbuilding and a trash enclosure over on the west side. Of course, a drive aisle and the extra parking on the outside will all stay the same. There are 2 driveway entrances on the site now, one at the northeast corner and one at the southeast corner. At that southeast corner, if you're in the drive-through, if you hit that closest one because it's closest to the road, you hit the island and that forces you to go west, and you've got to figure out a way to turn around. Either you're going in the parking lot at American Pride, or you go around the block, or you go up to the roundabout if you can brave going that far. So MoDOT had asked that they combine those 2 at the northeast corner, makes it a safer intersection. I think it works better for traffic anyway because it gives people that need to get out to the interstate a better opportunity to follow the right path to get there. Another thing they will be adding to the site are sidewalks along 92 Highway and along Shanks Avenue, and then a sidewalk up to the building. It's going to be a great improvement for people that walk, and we do see some walkers out in that area sometimes, so it'll be a good benefit for them. And even maybe they can get some truck driver traffic too coming over from Pilot that, you know, are tired of eating Taco Bell and so they want to have an Arby's sandwich instead and won't have to dodge traffic as much. I want to flip a few pages so you can see the building. So it's I assume a newer style building. Looks new. I tried to find some photographs online, but they weren't exactly the same. So we just used the submittal that they sent in. So we'll see white ephes. They've got a dark brown ephes on the corners, and it's got some line work east and west, so it looks like horizontal siding. They'll have a brick wainscot around the bottom of the building, and then the red band above the doors and windows. Ironically, I tell the story too, they submitted a sign permit application just maybe 2 weeks before the building burned, and they've changed their logo a little bit, so they're going to change the signage on the building and on the pole sign out front, and we issued a permit for them, and then, within a week or two, there was a fire out there. Staff recommends approval of the site plan with the following conditions. 1, submit revised drawings prior to the Board of Aldermen meeting if it's necessary. 2, city engineer review and approval. We've got some revised plans that they're going through final comments, and I'm sure those will work out. 3, submit a DNR land disturbance permit for grading of 1 acre or more. 4, install and maintain sediment erosion controls during construction. 5, install a key box as required by Kearney Fire and Rescue Protection District. 6, submit a sign permit prior to installation of signs, though we do have a sign permit or a sign permit application or a permit that has been issued. 7, submit a building permit prior to site construction. 8, submit a final plat. It's an unplatted tract. I explained that in the staff report. It's an unplatted tract. We do require that properties be platted so we can establish easements and right-of-way lines, and they'll get that submitted. But we thought going forward and trying to get the site plan done would help them get moving and reopen as soon as possible. We expect to see that final plat next month. And then 9, develop the project in compliance with all codes, conditions, requirements, plans, and payment of fees, taxes. This application will be before the Board of Aldermen next Monday, and we've got some people in the audience that can answer questions the board might have.
Okay, thank you. Would any of you like to speak before we start our discussion? Do you have anything to add to David's report? Okay, thank you. We'll start with Chasten. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't. I really don't have.
Okay, thank you. Anybody in the building have any questions?
Yeah, I have just a couple. I'm trying to remember in my mind, they're gonna put a sidewalk along 92 highway. But there's still an open lot between their property line and the corner where the light's at, right? Or is that already sidewalked?
Up to
Yeah.
Bennett, yeah, they do not extend all the way to Bennett.
Well, I
so-
knew their property did, but I couldn't remember if the state put one in there or not.
No,
Okay,
I don't think they did.
boy, I sure would
There's-
like to see, and it's not yours, but I sure would like to see that go all the way to the light.
Yeah, well, as property develops to the west, we'll see that. The sidewalk, there's a sidewalk on the south side of 92 highway.
Yes, I know that.
And then I think you can, at the light, you can cross to the north side.
Right.
And kind of make a square to go around, but
Right, there
there's
is,
no
but
sidewalk on that
but-
undeveloped.
with me being right there, I see a lot of people walk on that other side. They don't walk on the side with the sidewalk.
Which is
Strange.
weird.
I
I've
mean,
noticed that too.
I see it every day.
Yeah, I
You'd be
drive.
surprised, the ones that come from the motel up there behind me, they'll come and cross the road and they'll walk right down there.
Mhm.
Going to the truck stop, they'll come over and walk on that side. Sure would like to see this. Maybe, is there anything the city can do, maybe to put the sidewalk in?
Well, typically that
I know it's not our property and who's supposed to do it when it's developed. I know all that
we could maybe add that to a priority list, but we've got a lot of,
prior.
we got some other ones,
Well, I just
you know,
thought I
where we
should,
don't have sidewalks, but that's a good point.
I just see it all the time, so.
Mhm.
And the final plat, would that slow it down from being passed from the board, for the board passing it without that?
I don't think so. I think the board would follow recommendation of the P and Z.
Okay.
I think we're gonna see that plat. It's being prepared now, so we'll see it and it'll come through.
Is it common for us to pass something if it doesn't have the final plat?
Usually it's the other way around, but in this instance, since there was an existing business that was there, and then, with the fire and trying to help them rebuild.
Oh, I definitely want to help them.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong on anything like
So
that.
it is a little backwards.
Yeah.
Normal circumstances, it wouldn't be the other way, but in normal circumstances, we'd be dealing with an undeveloped piece of ground, and they would be looking to build a new building on.
Can they start building without the plat?
We would issue a building permit to them.
Okay.
So,
With continuous singing that we got the plat.
yeah, well, I expect that we'll have that about the end of this week,
Okay.
the deadline date. So.
The only other thing is that we've missed it, I've got a grandson that makes me take him to Liberty.
Oh,
So That's all I had.
Okay, anything else? I love the idea of moving the driveway.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so it'll just be, if you're coming in through the drive-through, then you're gonna go all the way around and you're gonna go back out the same place you came in. I think that's gonna help a lot and maybe discourage people from trying to turn left out of there.
Mhm.
So,
If you've been to Quick Trip, there are some signs at the Quick Trip, with the blue interstate logo, and it directs people where to go. I've been meaning to send something to you guys so you can see it. Maybe at your exit, you can have the sign that says, turn left for
There's currently
I-35.
one there.
Is there? Okay.
To get you back to I-35 to the north,
Right.
but, like yours, they were saying, if you get to that exit, you would have to pass that, median
Mm-hmm,
to go north, which is no good.
mm-hmm.
okay, great. So if there's not any other discussion, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve with staff recommendations.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. We're excited to have you back in town.
What kind of timetable are you looking at
We're hoping to break ground in October,
in October?
and then, early first quarter next year.
What's happening between now and then?
Just the process. of
Lining up contractors?
Contractors, permitting, everything like
There's
that.
kind of laws.
We've got a site investigation report with a schedule of how long it's gonna take, which basically puts us to the start of October.
We'll push aggressively though.
Right.
We want to hit prime, before it gets too cold to do some stuff on the site, so we are trying to get it started.
Great. Well, thank you.
Yeah, never want to see a fire and a building be demolished for it, but it'll be a brand new style store, so in a way, there's a benefit. I
Like you
guess.
said, you had the sign permit, we were gonna remodel it.
All right, thank you. Next item, well, there's no old business, so I guess the next item would be commission discussion, if anybody has anything for this evening. If not, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 We are adjourned.